Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft desk. Today I'm going to just show you another way of using up all of your fabric scraps. So I have been and collected bags and bags of fabric scraps off of a lady local on my local Facebook selling group. Oh, that's very pretty. And I've got, this will be video 2 of how to use up fabric scraps, and I noticed there were loads of these really thin, almost edges, and I was like, how on earth am I going to use it up? And then I saw somebody on the internet, on YouTube, using a technique to wrap eye pins. So during making eye pins in fabric, and make really cute little dangles and embellishments to be used as junk journal dangles. So I'm just grabbing some scraps of material. That little bit of ribbon's quite cute as well. And we'll see how this goes. So you're going to need some head pins. So I'm just going to use these. The larger ones I think are a little bit better. In the fact that you've got a little bit more work space, if that makes sense. So you need those. You can use plain head pins, or you can use the ones with the decorative ends on. You can then, if you're not using the ones with the decorative ends on, add small beads to here to give it just a little bit more detail on the ends. So I'm going to start with that. I think I'm going to start with a small black bead. I'm just going to, oh, it's still got the cotton in it from where it was used originally. Is the hole big enough? No, slightly larger black bead. Bear with me. There we go. You're not black. You're a pearl, but you'll do. So a bead on the end. And then what I'm going to do is wrap this whole head pin in material. So I'm going to use this little scrap here. This is just the base layer, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like, but you will sort of see the colour. I'm just going to trim it down so it's a bit more rectangular shape. Just makes long scissors, makes it a little bit easier. Good old trusty Timmy scissors to cut me through this material without a problem. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I think working with rectangular shapes just makes it easier. I'm going to take my head pin and I'm going to hot glue gun straight onto the head pin, and then start wrapping this fabric around the head pin. So that glue is just keeping it in position. And I'm going to slightly ruche it up so the head pin is coated in this base fabric. Once you think it's coated enough, I'm leaving this space here to make a loop, which I'll show you in a second. I think that might be enough. I'm going to just trim it down and again glue it. So a little bit of glue onto the edge of the fabric and twist it around to secure it. There we go. So this is our base layer. Always just putting a base layer down first before you make the hoop. I am just going to use a one-step looper. If you haven't seen this tool, there's plenty of videos on YouTube to show you, but it's a real simple way of, she says, putting an eyelet loop in. It cuts, it shapes. It does it all for you. And then as you pull it out, you can see we have the eyelet made at the end of our head pin. And then we're going to pick the next bit to start wrapping. So let's go for this sort of dark green piece of scrap here, I can see. And again, all we're going to do is use the glue gun, glue a little starting point, and then wrap the end on this and wrap around. So it doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be tidy, it doesn't have to be sort of together. You can leave space, you can layer it up, You can do it whatever way you want, depends on what effect you're going for. But I think that will be enough green. And what we're doing is, remember, we're just layering. So we're making lots of sort of layers of fabric to give it a bit of texture and a bit of 3D-ness. That's technical, that's 3D-ness. I think I'm going to put another colour. Should we go for this bright one that's a bit thick? See if I can get some of these cotton, that's green again, some of these cottony bits together. There we go. And what I'm going to do is twist these to sort of make a thread. So I'm going to pick up what we've got already, stick a bit of glue gun. I'm going to start at the top this time. As a starting point, I'm going to stick the cotton threads on. I am going to twist it, okay, as we go, and wrap it around the head pin. I like the scraggly bits, I like the bits sticking out, it gives it a bit of texture. And again, just secure on the end with a dab of hot glue. The sort of nature of this project is that it is messy and it's sort of junk journally and it looks a little bit chaotic. I want something one more element darker. I'm just going to see what we've got in our junk bag. Maybe a piece of like twine or a piece of something. We have, I don't know, but I found a little zip top, which is very cute. A little bit of zip. We don't want any zip though. Oh, look at that, a little bit of label. That twine will look fantastic. Obviously off of a bit of packaging. Just chop some of this off. I'm actually going to unthread it because it's a little bit thick for what I want. So I'm going to just grab it, untwine it and take maybe, yeah, one length. Do I want to go thinner again? Should we see what it looks like thinner? I've always got more. It's a little bit too fine. Yeah, let's get this thread here. I'm going to glue it. I'm going to go from the top. This time, hot glue gun all the way around just to add a little bit more colour. Hot glue gun in the end. There we go. As you can see, this looks like a hot mess. Then this is the bit that, oh, glue gun thread. This is the part that sort of ties it all together. Is using some wire. So this is small. This is 0.4, really thin gauge silver wire. Silver colour wire, should I say. I'm just going to trim it down. I'm then going to lay part of it sort of halfway up the head pin and I'm going to twist. And what this does is A, adds a little bit, another decorative element to it, but B, bonds all of that material to the eye pin. It just gives it an extra bit of detail. What I'm also going to do at this point is, because we've got a pearl at the bottom, I'm going to take another pearl. She says looking for them. Add it to my, ooh, drop that one. Let's get another one. A bigger one. It's a black pearl now, I want a white pearl. Add it to my wire as we are going around the head pin. And I'm just going to wrap it round. And then I'm going to add one more at the top of the eye pin. Like I say, you can use any colourway, any type of bead. Oh, come on, pearl, get on my piece of wire. There we go. And I'm going to add that to here. Wrap it right, very, very tight at the end, just multiple wraps to make sure it's secure. Flick it right the way back through, and then that end bead, I'm just going to wrap it right the way around and tuck the end in. And that is a wire wrapped dangle. So what I will do is make a few of them, add them to a pin like this, and make them junk journal dangles. So that's a wire wrapped scrap material dangle to add to your journal. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you soon. Bye.